Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is in danger, reflecting on our lack of transfer activity. Now, the summer transfer window has been open for around 5 weeks now, and we have not yet made any signings. And is this now the longest we've gone in a summer transfer window without making any signings? But to be honest with you, I don't think the blame stems from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Solskjaer recently come out and publicly admitted that Manchester United have got to spend big in this summer transfer window. I think the blame stems from the board. Man United are obviously losing patience with the board. Obviously, we've been critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years. Obviously, there's main explanations behind that. Obviously, Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. Now, our recruitment policy's been poor anyway for several years. I think we've also made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that is one of the explanations why we have been so inconsistent. Now, Woodward did say that he's determined to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this summer transfer window. He also said at the first part of last season that Solskjaer's job was safe, even when we went through that bad period, when we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. And the Glazers said, they are determined to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, don't forget, Woodward has been in the process of trying to get a director of football in at Man United since, the Jose Mourinho era. And to be honest with you, I think we've got to recommend a director of footballing, to join Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's structure. And so obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get back more. But if we are to get a director of footballing, we need someone who knows the club inside out. We need someone with that experience. And there's been a few former Man United players linked with that director's role. Obviously, Van der Sar's been linked with it. It'd be beneficial if we could get him in, because obviously he used to play for Man United, and plus now he's CEO of Ajax. Patrice Evra's been linked with it. Rio Ferdinand, Darren Fletcher. So many names have been linked with it. Paul Mitchell, Andries Berta, Fabio Paratici. So there has been a few. But my element of concern is that these teams around us that are recruiting very, very well. Chelsea, they've done very, very good business so far. They recently got Malang Sarr. They also recently got Thiago Silva on a free. They got Ziyech from Ajax in February. They got Werner from RP Leipzig. They've recently got Ben Chilwell from Leicester. I think they're also closing in on Kai Havertz. So Chelsea could be in there with a shout for this season. You've got Manchester City. They've made some good signings. They got Ferran Torres from Valencia and Hakim Ziyech. Not Hakim Ziyech. Ferran Torres from Valencia and Nathan Ake from Bournemouth, sorry. Now they actually could be getting Lionel Messi. Could Manchester City. Also to Liverpool, they recently signed to Sikmas from Olympiacos for £13 million. Now they're closing in on Thiago. Arsenal, they recently signed Gabriel Magalhaes and Willian. They got Willian on a free. Tottenham, I think they've recently signed Doherty. They got Holberg from Southampton. And they also got Joe Hart on a 3. So Man United have got to make signings. We really, really have. Solskjaer said he wants Manchester United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. And obviously he's identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up, because there's still key areas where Man United have got to improve. I think we do need a right winger. We need a holding midfielder. We're also in search for the centre-half, despite the fact that we've got 7 centre-halves in the team. And, some United fans would think it'd be beneficial if we did get a left-back in. But I think there's around 12 or 13 players in our squad that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can rely on. But, he should be relying on much more players than that. But like I've said to you on my recent videos, Solskjaer is in a similar situation to what Jose Mourinho was under, because in the summer of 2018, Mourinho made it clear to our board that he wanted to get a centre-half in. Mourinho never got that centre-half in, and obviously he wasn't getting the backing from the board, so that was one of the main explanations why he got sacked from Man United. Mourinho endured 2.5 years at the football club. Obviously won the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. I think he also got a second in his first season. Recommended 11 players into the club and spent around, was it 400 million or just under 400 million pounds on players. The vast majority of this team now is Jose Mourinho's. Don't forget though, Mourinho had bad disputes with our top players, and that's another one of the main explanations why his managerial tenure did not work out. But definitely, Solskjaer is not to blame. He really, really isn't. Obviously, Solskjaer so far at the football club has spent just over £200 million. Obviously, this summer transfer window is his fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager. But like I've said to you, everything's going wrong at Manchester United at the moment. Obviously, Rashford recently sustained an ankle injury. So now he's a doubt for England's games against Iceland and Denmark. I think Rashford did sustain this ankle injury in our 2-1 defeat to Sevilla in the Europa League semi-final. He had a back injury last season as well, don't forget, and he was out for a couple of months with that. Brandon Williams, he's also injured. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka's set to miss the start of pre-season training because he recently travelled to Dubai. And now reportedly he's got a quarantine for 14 days. I definitely believe that Wan-Bissaka is the foreseeable future for Man United. He can be our right back for the next 9 to 10 years. For the vast majority of last season, did very, very well. Last season was his first season at the club. We just need to see more attacking intent from Wan-Bissaka. That is the only thing that's letting him down at the moment. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million last summer from Crystal Palace. Obviously, we recently had the incident with Harry Maguire. You already know the news on him. He recently gave his first interview since his arrest in Greece and said he feared for his life during his arrest in Greece and thought he was being kidnapped. And he said it is down to Man United, if they do want to keep him as captain. He is going to keep the captain's armband anyway, is Harry Maguire. And he did recently say that he does not owe any apologies. And he did say that he was kicked by police and he said he was told that his career was over. Harry Maguire recently got a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days. And he was found guilty for attempted bribery, repeated bodily harm, public violence against public employers, and there was also something else. But obviously this season will be Harry Maguire's second season at the club. Obviously, last season was his first season at the football club. We got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million, so he's the second most expensive signing at the club at the moment and the most expensive centre-half in the world, and I think the most expensive British player. We recently had the news on Paul Pogba. He recently got tested positive for coronavirus. Like I've said to you already, I hope the best for Paul Pogba and his family. Reflect on Paul Pogba getting coronavirus. He's had to withdraw from the France squad. Tanguy Ndombele, he also had to withdraw from the France squad because he recently got tested positive for coronavirus. Now, I think we will end up getting Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club. Obviously, so it does end the uncertainty over his future, because Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga at Man United. He did say a few weeks before the end of last season that Pogba was close to signing a 5-year contract with Man United. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Pogba wants to stay at Man United, and he said he's happy at Man United. Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, confirmed, was it recently, that Pogba is staying at Manchester United, and he said he will hold talks over a new contract. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we did pay £89 million for him. For the vast majority of last season, didn't really have a perception on him because he was out with that ankle injury. Pogba has sustained a few injuries as a Man United player. But towards the end of last season, I thought he was exceptional, and I thought his combination with Bruno Fernandes was absolutely fantastic. So I'm glad that Pogba's going to be probably staying at the club because we'll find it hard to get a replacement of his calibre. You know. But like I've said to you, there has been so many players on our agenda. You already know the news regarding Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, he's our number one priority target. Like I've already said to you, Borussia Dortmund's asking price has been the stumbling block throughout the course of this transfer saga. Borussia Dortmund's valuation is around £108 million, and they do remain ruthless over their valuation. But it has mentioned that Sancho's agreed personal terms with Man United, and it says he's agreed a 5-year contract with the football club worth around 340 grand a week. Sancho still expects to make a move to Man United in this summer transfer window, and we still want the player. Obviously, we've been looking at a lot of alternatives now to Sancho, because obviously, there's a great chance we could miss out on him. And these cheaper solutions in him. Jack Grealish, he still remains on our agenda. We're still in contact with Villa over Grealish. Grealish is valued at around £75 million. The story's coming out saying that we could now offer up to 3 of our players for Grealish. It says recently we could offer Delors and Romero to Villa on loan as part of us getting Jack Grealish, because we're probably not keen on paying £75 million. Obviously, there's still stories coming out regarding Donny van der Beek saying that we are still in for him. We're still in for him. But yeah, so many players on our agenda. On my recent video that's still uploading, I give you the news on Sandro Tonali. Currently plays for Brescia. It says that Man United are in for him, but I'm very, very sceptical that we'll get him on the board. It's looking likely he's going to be going to Inter Milan by the looks of things, but maybe there's a chance he could go to AC Milan. On my recent video, I give you the news on Sergio Reguilon. Sorry if I've pronounced his surname wrong. Left back for Real Madrid. But yeah. But if we don't make any signings in this summer transfer window, I definitely believe that we will struggle this season. Because like I said, this season is the big test for Solsjaer. Because this season is going to be his second full season at the football club. Our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. And the other one will be to win a major honour. Because obviously we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under Solskjaer. And obviously we haven't won a major honour for over 3 years. And that's the first time this has happened in 31 years. But there again, if we don't make signings in this summer transfer window, then maybe we won't be expected to challenge for the Premier League title. Maybe our expectations again will be to just finish in the top 4. I think we will make at least one signing. It is a long transfer window. We know it's been open 5 weeks, but it doesn't shut until October. And like I said, last season was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the football club. And, he did exceed most expectations. Obviously, got us to 3 semi-finals, got us to the Europa League semi-final, got us to the FA Cup semi-final, and also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Semi-finals are obviously not good enough. He obviously got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. We're in Champions League, and I said, when you're in Champions League, you've got more chance of attracting players to the elite level and all of that. And obviously, we finished 3rd last season. I thought that was also a fantastic achievement. But as you all know, at the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. But I've already said to you, I don't know if Solskjaer's the right manager for Man United. This season will tell the story if he's the right manager. But like I've said to you before, it is a transition period for Man United, and it has been a transition period for a while. Like I've said to you, Solskjaer is inheriting a squad that is worth 700 odd million pounds. The vast majority of this team is not Solskjaer's. You know, in the last 7 years, we've recruited around 33 players in since Ferguson's retirement. Obviously, under the David Moyes era, we brought 2 players in. That was Marion Fellaini and Juan Mata. And Moyes had spent around £67 million at the club. He only lasted, though, was it 9 months at Man United? Or was it 8 months? Ferguson should never ever recommended him in. That's the only mistake Ferguson ever made, was recommending Moyes in. But the main explanation why I recommended him in is because he was both Scottish. Louis van Gaal, he spent just over £200 million and he bought around 16 players in. He brought players like Schneiderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Di Maria, Falcao, Memphis Depay, Blind, Rojo, Darmian, Martial, Shaw, Herrera, Romero. So, these are all the players that Louis van Gaal had brought in. Obviously, we won the FA Cup as well under Louis van Gaal, and he did enjoy 2 years at the club. Mourinho, he spent around, was it 400 million or just under 400 million pounds? Like I said to you, he brought 11 players into the club. So, there you go. So I did say, didn't I? Solskjaer does deserve at least another season at Man United. But, he's got big decisions to make at the club. He really, really has. I think he's got to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings, which he's doing, to be fair. I think we could get rid of up to 10 players in this summer transfer window, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. We're looking to get rid of Chris Smalling. We're looking to get rid of Rojo. We're looking to get rid of Jones. We're looking to get rid of Delors. Some United fans will say sell Bay, but we may not sell Bay or possibly loan him out. Lindelof, some United fans will say sell him, but I don't think we will. Juan Mata, I don't think we'll sell him in this summer transfer window. We may sell him maybe in the next window or two, but not this one. Like I said to you, Romero's open to leaving Man United. Don't forget as well, we've just loaned a few players out. We recently loaned Tahith Chon out to Werder Bremen. We loaned Dylan Levitt and James Garner out. We've loaned Kovar out. I think he's gone to Swindon Town. And we've also loaned Joe Pereira out to Huddersfield Town. So there you go. But we sell players in this summer transfer window, then obviously, it will help us with our rebuilding process because we'll generate money. I'm actually not sure what our transfer budget is. I think it said at the end of last season, we have got around £140 million to spend. Like I've said to you before, I think Dean Henderson should be our number one goalkeeper this season, because I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number one goalkeeper, because I think now Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him. Because he recently enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and he was Sheffield United's player of the season. He had quite a few loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at the age of 14. So Henderson's been part of the club for several years, but Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become Man United's number one goalkeeper. And he thinks he should be loaned out again for another season to get a bit more experience behind him. We had the good news regarding Dean Henderson recently because he signed a 5-year contract with Man United with an option of a further year. Plus now Dean Henderson is on around 120 grand a week. But we know that David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years, and Solskjaer said he wants him to remain number one goalkeeper for at least this season. Not long now until the Premier League season starts. It starts on the 12th of September. Obviously, we've got Crystal Palace on the opening day. Should have been Burnley, but obviously got cancelled due to the European games. We should beat Palace, we've got Brighton after them, we should beat Brighton. But within our first 7 games, we've got the likes of Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton. They're all going to be tough games. So it's very, very imperative that we have a strong start to this season. It really, really is. Solsjaer has been at Manchester United now, is it around 20 months, and I have already taken positives from his tenure. I think our recruitment's been good under him. Obviously, hasn't been good so far in this summer transfer window, but I mean, in the other windows, he's like brought the players that I wanted to bring in. You know, he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Man United. More or less, Solskjaer's given everybody their chances at Man United since he got appointed in. Because when Solskjaer first got appointed in as Man United manager, he said everybody would get their chances to express themselves. He's promoted the youth well. I think definitely there's certain players that have improved under Solskjaer. I think Martial's improved under him. Rashford's improved under him. Greenwood enjoyed a very good season last season. I think Shaw's really improved under him. Fred's improved under him. Matic has improved under him. McTominay's also improved under him. So loads of players have improved. But there's still improvements needed. Like I've said to you, Solskjaer's decision making's got to improve. I think there's aspects of our game that have got to improve. So there's definitely still improvements needed at Manchester United. There really is. Another good thing as well, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer got recommended into the club. The most recent player to sign a contract was Dean Henderson. Another one who recently signed a new contract was Brandon Williams. He signed a 4-year contract. Another one of the recent ones was Matic. He signed a 3-year deal at the club. By the way, Matic has announced his retirement from playing for Serbia. I think Matic made around 48 appearances, 48 international appearances for Serbia. Yeah, scored around 2 goals. I think he did actually make his debut in 2008. So yeah, he has retired. Matic, of course, has enjoyed 3 years at Man United. He's made over 100 appearances now for the club in all competitions. You know, got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. McTominay, he also signed a 5-year deal. I think it was his second game after lockdown. He signed this 5-year deal, but I do believe McTominay is the foreseeable future for Man United. So it's very good. I think there's some players we've given contracts to who we should have done, but there's some players we give contracts to who we shouldn't have given contracts to. So that's a mistake Man United obviously, made. I give you the news on Fred yesterday. Futtermak, which I think is a Turkish outlet, or is it a Turkish newspaper? They said that Galatasaray are actually interested in Fred, and they're looking to get him on loan, and reportedly they could make an offer in the coming weeks. Fred's enjoyed a few years at Man United. He's made like 73 appearances for the club in all competitions, 48 appearances in all competitions last season. Fred has got a contract with us till 2023. We did get Fred in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. Obviously, we paid around £52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. I thought Fred was an exceptional player at Shakhtar Donetsk and all of that. So the news on that. I think these players over the years, though, that Manchester United got rid of, who they shouldn't have got rid of, I think we definitely should have kept Ander Herrera. We should have definitely kept Ronald Lukaku. They are the 2 main players we should have kept. Some United fans, will say, we shouldn't have got rid of Angel Di Maria, and we should have kept Angel Di Maria. But, yeah. Well, I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United, to replicate Ferguson's legacy and to last as long as Ferguson did. You know what I mean? Ferguson enjoyed 20-odd years at Man United, won 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles, But there again, Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. In the entirety of our history so far, we have won 45 trophies. But our success came under Ferguson because obviously since Ferguson's retirement, we haven't been good. Obviously before Ferguson, weren't good. Weren't good under Ron Atkinson. Weren't good under Wolf McGuinness. I think Wolf McGuinness enjoyed like 18 months at Man United and only recruited 1 player in. Franco Farrell was very inconsistent. We got relegated under Franco Farrell back in 1974. But yeah, well, like I said, I want us to win a title under Solskjaer because we have not won the title since 2013. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.